Hey everyone, Chillixion here, and we all know about reboots. Whether you love them or hate them, at this point they've become a staple of the modern animation industry. But I've come to hate the stigma that comes with them. You know what I'm talking about. Whenever a new reboot gets announced, the entire internet collectively groans at the concept of their favorite show being ruined, without even giving it a chance. Heck, most of the time without any information on it at all. I can't even count the amount of times I've been scrolling on my phone, and I see some low-effort animation community page repost some fan art with the caption, "Thoughts on this reboot?" And the whole comment section has a hissy fit over it.
Oh man, you're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
It's honestly annoying, but not undeserved in some way. There have been a lot, and I mean a lot, of mediocre reboots. But what is a reboot? To define reboot in general terms is to restart an already existing system. So in animation terms, to restart a series with the same core concepts and ideals. Something like the Powerpuff Girls reboot is an example of this, taking the concept of 3 little girls with superpowers fighting villains in Townsville. No matter if you like it or not, it's still the same concept, even though it's not that good. Now let's compare this to something like Teen Titans Go. Now don't worry, I'm not gonna sit here all day and complain about how Teen Titans Go sucks, the original was better, blah blah blah. Millions of other YouTubers have already done that. I'm just saying that it's less of a reboot and more of a new series. The original, at its core, is an action show starring the Teen Titans, while Teen Titans Go, no matter how you slice it, is a parody of said action show. So I wouldn't personally consider it a reboot, even though that's how it's advertised. But why do people hate reboots so much? Well, people just don't see a need for them. They see the shows being rebooted as too recent and not really needed. An example of a show that gets rebooted very often, but in a good way, are the Ninja Turtles. Each Ninja Turtles reboot has been for a new generation of kids to enjoy. The original in the 80s, the weird live action one in the 90s, the wide eyes one in the 2000s, the CGI one in the 2010s, and now Rise for a new generation, the 2020s. Now I don't think you should force a reboot for a show every generation. That's just gonna get stale and eventually it's all gonna seem the same and we're gonna have nothing but reboots, and that's the last thing we want. Honestly, all we want is new original shows like Nickelodeon. You literally have 3 shows and one of them is Rise. We just want more. Please give it to us. Now, in my opinion, the only reason there should be a reboot is that if 1, the show sucked and you want to make it better in a new version, or 2, if their original concepts stacked upon the originals. Example, DuckTales, taking a modern look at the 80s classic, and it's doing great for itself, unlike the Powerpuff Girls reboot. Now, I did say that it was a good example of a reboot, but it's a bad reboot, if that makes sense. Oh, Powerpuff Girls is cancelled. Huh, who knew? Anyways, the Powerpuff Girls reboot attempted to take the Teen Titans Go route of making it more comedic. Which is weird because unlike Go, the original was already very comedic. I'm not saying that the original Teen Titans wasn't funny, it was just a lot more plot driven. But the original Powerpuff Girls had no overarching plot. So the smarter route would be making it more plot driven, like DuckTales. Actually, the smarter route would be not making it at all, but who's keeping score? My point is, reboots can be good. DuckTales and Rise are excellent examples of modern reboots doing great, that people love to ignore. I can go on and on about different examples of good reboots, the differences between hard and soft reboots and such. My point is, y'all should give reboots a chance. If the show ends up being bad, then it's bad, but don't knock down a show's potential because you don't want anything negative surrounding your view of the original. You can enjoy the original without acknowledging the reboot. Tough concept, I know. With all that aside, I hope I was clear with my point and you guys understood. If you agreed or disagreed, leave a comment about how, and like the video if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to see more videos like this. I'm Zion from the Chillixion YouTube channel, and I'll see all of you after these messages.